Hello. About a week ago, exactly a week ago, I posted a little bit on the government shutdown. At the time, I was more annoyed than anything, and I thought that it would not last. I didn't even think maybe it would get through the weekend. So I wanted to prepare people, but I also was surprised as I started to see that this wasn't like previous threats. And so I've been monitoring it. I've really spent a lot of time learning AI, and I have a special chat agent that had a project on government shutdowns, how they used to be, how this one's different. And it gives me net news every day. And I make it very clear. I don't want to hear the same old thing rehashed in a different way from a newspaper article. I want to know net what changed from yesterday. So on Sunday of last week, nothing changed. Pretty much every day since then, and on even Saturday, there were changes. Some of it was clarifications, some of it was the Fannie Mae uh, announcement on Friday was pretty much ignored because I think most lenders thought, I don't really need to know this stuff because this isn't going to last. But then on about Monday, people started quoting that thing memo from Fannie Mae, which talked about workarounds, different ways to get things done, different things they might accept for a verification of employment so that we could move ahead. And basically, keep in mind, this industry is very resilient. They're very resourceful. They've been through everything. And, you know, they're going to do whatever they can to help. They're also going to be very aware and empathetic of what anybody's going through that's being affected by the shutdown. Some of the main changes I think that were clarified today is just flood insurance is a hard stop. People kept trying to talk about is there a way around this? So far, they're saying absolutely not. They're saying the IRS furloughs are deepening, and with roughly half the IRS out and more possibly going to be out, that's a problem. The delays for transcripts is a big problem. Some lenders may have a risk appetite, maybe to say, we're going to fund the loan without transcripts, and then eventually we'll get them. Some lenders will not do that. Some lenders cannot do that. Too much to explain on that one. I'm just saying I've been in the servicing side of things. I've been in the backroom discussions on what's at risk when you close a loan without fully meeting the guidelines, when you're assuming eventually you will meet the guidelines. It's a big risk, and especially this year, because this year, as I keep saying, is very crazy. FHA, VA, USDA is getting worse because the staff is so thin, they're tired, they're overworked. There's case numbers, guarantees, verifications, social security number validations. Some things can get skipped around, other things cannot. So that's all I have to say, really. I wrote a blog on it. I keep updating it with net news, and I do question the net news and I research it again because, like we all know, or hopefully know, AI is searching what's out there. They're crawling into all the different websites and they're reading all the reported news, whether it's from the Washington Post or the Inquirer. I don't even know if the Inquirer's still around. Anyways, I'm just saying I don't trust anything. So if AI says, here's your net news, I'm still going to check that out. So I had my blog re looked at today by another AI. And I said, is anything inaccurate? Is anything wrong? And like they took a while on that and they came back and they said, no, this is spot on. They used a different word for it. But, anyways, that's it. I just wanted to let you know I have full empathy. I am keeping up on it. I have a lot of friends that have flood insurance. They're on the Oregon coast. They're around rivers and lakes and the ocean. And I'm just I'm really sad for everybody, and I'm really sad for the federal workers that are having to go through this thing where they at least thought they'll be paid eventually, and now they're getting threatened that maybe they won't be paid. It's terrible. So I'm here if you have questions, and I will keep updating my blog, and I will post it in the description, and then I'll pin it in my comments as well. And I will update it pretty much daily if I get net news that I feel is important. I'm not covering everything the shutdown's covering or problems because that would be way too much. I will say it sounds like air traffic is going to be a big problem, and I'm glad I'm not traveling for the rest of the year. But that's just me. So I'll stay in touch. Thanks for listening and trusting me to give you some advice on this. I have been around for quite a while, 40 years in the real estate financing business. Okay, have a good weekend.